Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a butterfly using watercolor pencils. First of all, I'm going to start by drawing the butterfly using a grid method. If you are not familiar with the grid method, you can find the link in the description box below. After doing the grid and making the butterfly, I have to start by choosing my color palette. So I'm gonna just look at the colors in my reference image and try to match as many colors as possible that I will be using for this drawing. I'm using Staedtler's watercolor pencils, and these are not so expensive pencils and easily available everywhere. Alright, let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead by shading in the light areas, and I'm going to just lightly fill in the areas that I'm coloring, just like that. I try to keep the dark colors for the last colors, like brown and black and all those dark colors. I keep them for the last. For Staedtler's pencils, watercolor pencils, you need to shade in a little bit more than the regular or the good brand pencils, because once you blend these colors with water, it becomes lighter. So I'm just going to add all the colors first, looking at my reference image. This step is very important to get it right, because after blending with water, there's no going back. So try to fill in as much as you can and color in as much as you can. Alright, so you see how the color is popping out after I added the water. I'm using a very thin brush. I was short in brushes, so the background looks a little bit off to me, but I think it's not bad for a beginner like me. After putting in the water, I let the drawing dry for about, completely dry up. And once it dries up, I start by adding in the details. If you feel there's certain areas where you need to go back and blend them, you can do that, but try to reduce adding too much water, because then it's going to take away a lot of the pigmentation. You have to be very careful with watercolor pencils, because once they're blended with water, they act like watercolors, and they're very hard to fix any mistakes. So it's very important to be careful during this process. So as you can see, I'm adding as much details as I can to match the reference picture. And I think it looks good. It doesn't really look exactly like this reference picture, but I think the drawing looks good on its own. I'm just blending in certain areas with water, just to give it a good effect. I'm not very happy with the background, but like I said, it's not bad for a beginner. Because I'm a beginner in using watercolors, I didn't really invest in brushes, so I think I'll have to do that in my next shopping spree. I'm using white Gellyroll over here to add in some highlights, and I'm using a black pen over here to add in some fine details that I couldn't get in with the pencils. This is a 005 micron pencil. All the details of the tools that I use in this drawing will be in the description box below. Just adding in some final details. So I'm doing the same steps over here. I'm drawing it first with my pencils like that. Drawing randomly, just like that. And then I'm going to take my brush and blend in all these colors. So we're done with this drawing. I'm just going to take off the tape. And I think it looks really good. I let it dry completely before taking off the tape. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And until next time, see ya.